Hi guys, today I'm going to tell you how to sell on Mercari in 2022, how I've made my money, and what I think of it now. Because I started on Mercari in 2015. Oh my gosh. I was 13 years old and I was selling on Mercari and it was the best thing ever. I've always loved selling online, and then I stopped for years and then I've just picked it back up again in the last several months. So from 2015 to 2022, the market has changed exponentially, of course. So I'm going to tell you how to sell in 2022 and tell you how it's kind of changed and what to do now. I think the biggest difference between Mercari and other selling platforms like eBay or I just think of eBay when I think of comparing Mercari and eBay because they're almost the same thing. They're like reselling popular items and just getting a little extra income from it. Some people make it their whole job, but I don't know. eBay and Mercari seem pretty comparable. But I think the biggest difference with Mercari and other selling platforms is Mercari is unique in the way that when you search for a product, the items that pop up are based on how recently it was posted. So for example, if I post, hold on, let's say I posted this toilet paper 3 days ago, but my competitor posted this exact same toilet paper 1 day ago. My potential buyers are going to see my competitor's product before mine. Therefore, they're likely to buy my competitor's product before mine, even though they're the exact same. So the way the products are shown up is both a blessing and a curse, in my opinion. As a brand new seller, you can get recognition right away because your items are gonna show up first. However, you can't really leave that posting up for long or else it's just gonna get way down at the bottom and no one's ever gonna see it ever again. So that means you kind of have to keep listing and relisting your product if it doesn't sell, which kind of sucks. I would say if it doesn't sell within a week, it's probably gonna take months to sell or it's never gonna sell. You gotta keep reposting and reposting and reposting, especially if you don't have a very popular product category, which brings me to my next point. The product category that I consider myself to be a veteran in and that I enjoy selling and that I've always pretty much sold is makeup and beauty. And back in the day, back in 2015, when Mercari was a fresh little baby and it was just becoming a bigger e-commerce site, makeup and beauty products sold really well, really quickly. However, the attitude of Mercari buyers is to get the best bargain possible. So as a result, I've sold used makeup so much more quickly than brand new makeup. And that's simply because I price used makeup lower than new makeup because obviously it's used. And it's kind of insane. I personally would never buy used makeup, but because it's so much cheaper than my new makeup, people will buy it. So that kind of sucks. You're not gonna have a very good profit margin in certain categories like that. I don't have a very high profit margin. I just kind of do it for fun now. It's a little hobby. So if you're really trying to ramp up your reselling game, I do not recommend Mercari. Well, I can only say that about this category because I'm not really proficient in a lot of other categories. I've sold some electronics, which is one category I would say is great. Electronics sell really fast. Also, toys sell really well. Rare and discontinued toys or collector's items sell very well. If you can find that awesome, unique niche category, then you're gonna sell really well on Mercari, I think. It's the same thing with makeup and beauty though. If you have a very rare or discontinued item, then it will sell really well. But it's kind of hard to find those and it's hard to have consistent sales on those. I would say other categories that haven't sold well for me at all are like books. When I think of eBay, I think, you know, I could probably post my freshman science book and it will eventually get sold because people are always looking for like usable, practical items on things like eBay. Like, oh, I need this thing, but I don't really care in what condition it is. I guess I'll go to eBay. That's not really like that with Mercari. Mercari's just different. The other thing I want to talk to you about are the seller's fees. When I first started, Mercari didn't have any seller's fees because it was still really small, but now they charge a 10% seller's fee. They don't charge anything for you to post items, so you can post as many items as you want for free, but once the item sells, they take 10% of the item's price, which is really annoying. It really digs into my profits. But you know, all selling platforms have a fee these days just because they gotta make their money somehow. So that's good to know. I must say, Mercari really has streamlined their process of listing, selling, buying, and getting paid. I guess another unique to Mercari thing is you're not paid until the buyer rates you or until 3 days after the product was delivered. So you're only paid until after the product has made it to where it's going to go, and it's tracked by the tracking number, of course. So Mercari knows when your client gets it. Even if your client forgets to rate you 3 days after, Mercari's still gonna pay you because it's like, well, they got the item. So my final notes for Mercari in 2022 is I've always liked it because it's very simple, it's very easy to get started. It's also very easy to get recognition if you're just starting out, if you're a brand new shop, rather than if you like sell on Amazon or eBay. And it's really good to have reviews and to have a good rapport before you really start selling things. But as the market has changed over the years, it's harder to sell things that I'm used to selling. And not just that, but it's harder to sell consistently, and it's harder to sell at higher profit margins because, like I said, the buyers on Mercari are looking for a bargain. So they're gonna want lower prices, and that kind of limits you. However, all that being said, if you're motivated to start selling or to expand platforms, I recommend Mercari. The worst that could happen is you list your items and nothing sells and you lose no money. So perfect. You maybe just lose your time and energy, but it's worth the shot. If you have a really exciting category of products, then try it. I love selling online. I want to do more of these. I sell on eBay, I've sold on Etsy, I sell on Mercari. If you want more finance and or college content, please subscribe, please like, give me a comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later.